I'm just recording this as a video response, my first video response to the topic of the week on Genderqueer chat this week, and to Jack's video in particular. I've not watched any of the other videos yet. Firstly, I think that you're right that genderqueer people are probably more likely to experience mental health problems. I think that's the case with probably all marginalised groups. When it comes to genderqueer and dealing with mental health professionals, I've got some personal experience of that, which I thought was pertinent, so I'd add it to the discussion, which is that I had a consultation with a professor of psychiatry not so long ago, and the topic of, actually it was the topic of watching genderqueer chat videos came up, because we were talking about what it is I'm doing with my time at the moment, given that I have a broken leg, and trying to figure out whether that was whether being on sick leave was, putting me at risk of developing depression again. And this guy, he's a really learned person, he's a nice guy, he is a professor of psychiatry, and the idea of non-binary gender came up, and he had no clue what it was. So I think that there's a big barrier to genderqueer people accessing any kind of healthcare, but given that I think we're probably more likely to need to access healthcare in a mental health kind of sense, and that was the level of knowledge of someone who's really supposed to know a lot about psychiatry and stuff, and given that gender dysphoria and being trans and transition are, in the UK definitely, they require the input of a psychiatrist in order to move forward. Yeah, I guess that's a barrier to having good access to healthcare for genderqueer people. And then, just in response to Jack saying about getting access to therapy via the NHS, as someone who has had mental health problems and tried to access therapy via the NHS in a few different geographical areas, I'm going to have to give you some information on that, which might not be the best, which is that at the moment in the NHS, healthcare services are set up to deal with people who are in crisis. So someone who's about to kill themselves or cause harm to someone else, or someone who needs to be put on antidepressants right now, or needs access to a short course of counselling, say if something bad has happened in their life and they need 6 or 8 weeks of talking to someone about stuff to help them to get through that. It's not really, there isn't really the kind of therapy that you get in North America, where I'm going to see my therapist on a weekly basis or a monthly basis for years and years. That doesn't really happen here via the NHS for very many people, definitely, and it's definitely not for people who don't have mental health problems. So if you have things that you're down about, or complicated stuff that's happened in your life that affects your relationships and that kind of thing, that you feel that you would benefit from talking to some kind of therapy type person about, you're pretty much going to have to go private, because that isn't available on the NHS as far as I'm aware. If anyone else has alternative experience of that, then I would love to hear about it, because I've been trying for the past 2 years to get access to regular therapy via the NHS, and I'm a doctor, and I know other doctors, I'm in the system. You'd have thought that someone who was, working in the system and knew the system might be able to get hold of that, but I am still in that process, and I do have mental health problems, so yeah, just thought I'd add that to what Jack said. I hope it's not unwelcome, and keep up the good work, Genderqueer Chat. I love your videos. Bye.